Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatia Natasha Ida. Today I will show you about my assignment subject scientific writing. So today, before get started, I want to tell you about my title in my assignment. My title is Teaching Learning Activities of Writing Skill in Junior High School English Textbook based on the 2023 English curriculum. So in this section that we have chapter 1 is about introduction. 1.1 is background of the study. 1.2 identification of the problem. 1.3 formulation of the problem. 1.4 method and produce of the analysis. After that we have chapter 2 about theoretical review. 2.1 is definition of literature. 2.2 teacher strategy in teaching writing. 2.3 teachers reason to use strategy. Okay, so let's get started with chapter 1. 1.1 background of the study. Learning English at school is made to make students familiar with the language and to be fluent in all skills. In learning English, students must be fluent at 4 skills, such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Writing is an important skill to be mastered by language learners because it will encourage students to think comprehensively to produce a good writing. In addition, writing is important because it is related to our daily life, which students will know how to make sentences better and share their thoughts through writing. Writing in language learning is related to grammar, vocabulary, sentence structure, sentence sequence, and sentence connection. Zarifa and Hamza 2022 states that writing is one of the difficult skills to learn because its complexion. Students have problems when they have to use an article, preposition, pronouns, etc. Purba Sianturi and Siahaan 2022 state that writing is difficult because language learners have to consider about grammar, idea, vocabulary, etc. In order to help students achieve their goal, teacher may use a strategy or more to encourage students improving their understanding, so they will be easier writing sentence, paragraph, and text. Strategy in realization of certain action in a particular time. Strategy is about 5P. Those 5P are plan, pattern, position, perspective, and play. Those actions can be deserved, adjusting with student needs. Every teacher has their own strategy to reach the goal. Teacher's strategy is some ways to the teacher have prepared to deliver the material to students to reach the purpose of the lesson. Hidayat and Junaidin 2022 state the teacher's strategies are important in the process of the learning and teaching. Next, 1.2 Identification of the problems. Based on the background of the study above, the problems can be formulated as follows. 1. Students have different characters and motivations in learning writing. Number 2, students have different problems the process of learning writing. Number 3, students have difficult in producing sentence. Number 4, students have difficulties at the grammar. Number 5, many students were still passive in the class. 1.3 Formulation of the problem. Number 1, what is the English teacher's strategy in teaching writing? Number 2, what are the English teacher's reason to use that strategy in teaching writing? Next, 1.4 Method and produce of the analysis. Number 1, teacher strategy. The way teacher preparing the strategy is based on the experience and knowledge of teacher about students through her role. Number 2, teaching writing is about producing text through a process called the writing process. There are 5 steps in writing, such as pre-writing, writing, revising, editing, and publishing. Okay, next we have chapter 2, 2.1 is definition of literature. Literature is composition that tells a story, dramatize a situation, express emotion, analyze, and advocate ideas. Okay, so we get to chapter 2, 2.1 definition of literature. In general, the definition of literature is a beautiful work, both written and oral. Based on its origin, the definition of literature is termed as literary. Literature derived from Sanskrit, namely literature, su, which means good or also beautiful, while from literature, which means book, writing, or letters. According to Mursal Esten, 1978, literature is expression of artistic and imagination facts as manifestation of human life and society through language as a medium, and has a positive effect on humanity's human life. According to Ahmad Badrun, literature is an art activity that use language and lines Next, 2.2 Teacher strategy in teaching writing. Definition of teaching strategy according to Stone and Morris in Saputra Analysis 2014. Teaching strategy in a specific plan for learning process which consists of structure, objective, and steps to support the strategy. Teaching strategy is teacher's activity related to the lesson plan he have made to help students achieve the goal. Mantra et al. State teaching strategy as a course which committing in the process of learning. Types of writing such as factual text, persuasive text, and literary text. The writing process such as rewriting, writing, revising, editing, and publishing. The strategy of writing are planning, work in group, cross-review, and reflection. Okay, before we will show the next chapter, I want to tell about more writing process. Number one, planning. When first given a writing stimulus, children are encouraged to plan their work. At this point, they should consider the genre, audience, and purpose of the text they are writing. This will help them make key decisions later on in the writing process, such as language choice. This can be done freehand on a piece of blank paper or using a structured writing frame. Children can also begin to think about the content to their piece. What ideas, concept, or message do they want to include? Number two, drafting or writing. Once they have got their initial ideas down, children can then move on to the drafting stage. This is where they can start getting sentences onto paper and sorting different ideas into paragraphs. It doesn't have to be perfect at this point, but it's a good idea to pay attention to spelling, punctuation, and grammar. At this stage, the main focus is getting ideas formulated and written down in a structured way. Number three, revising. Now that your child has got the majority of their ideas written down, it's a great time to take a quick break to look over what they have written. Does everything make sense? And is it written in a logical order? At this point, it's a great idea to ask a teacher or a friend to look over the writing to see if there is anything that could be written differently. And of course, it's important to then act upon the feedback your child has been given and to make any necessary improvements. Number four, editing. At this stage, children are making the finishing touch. It's a good idea to go through with a checklist, making sure that spelling, punctuation, and grammar is all correct. This develops children's proofreading skill, which are essential for later life and also deepens their grammatical understanding. The last, publishing, and they have done it. By this point, children have finished their writing and are ready to share. This could be writing it aloud to their peers or their family, putting it on display, or submitting it to their teacher for making. Once this whole process has ended, children should give themselves a big pat on the back. Okay, last we have 2.3. We have teacher reason to use strategy. Number one, collaborative writing is improving students' writing skill. Collaborative writing is assigning students as in the workplace. Collaborative writing is emphasizing in the process of writing. Collaborative writing is providing associate feedback group. Collaborative writing is advocating students to learn from the experience. Okay, thank you for understand my assignment. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.